wish I could pick one thing. I'd be like a millionaire by now.
Yeah.
But I have like 50,000 different things.
All right. Hello, Locus Presents. We are live from 33 Holly. Across the way, we have some beautiful music tonight. Hopefully you can hear it, and if not, at least you hear this. So we are here for a retrospective of work with Larry Green, LD Green, a man of many names, and a artist of many mediums, I would say. So looking forward to hearing everyone's questions and talking to Larry after our screening. We're going to watch about 25 minutes of content and then be back here to talk about it for Locus Presents. So thank you so much for tuning in. Throw your questions in the chat. And yeah, see you soon.
Apex Home Care sets itself apart from other home care agencies by turning your family's challenges into solutions. Our staff are bonded, Corey checked, and insured by liability and workers' compensation insurance since 1999. Our professional staff strives to put the same aids into a home for consistency of care.
There's that time on the train. You had pills for the pain, and you breathed like the rain. You see what remains as we wait for the world to take hold. What you are, rearrange what you'll be. There are pills you can take for the pain, electrodes the world we know is strange. Light me up and breathe. Light me up and breathe. Me up and breathe.
much to me, it means nothing to you. You forget when the love's this good. You undress and forget the truth. Takes the rest just to get to you. It's more of the same. You kick me when I'm down, dear. Did you forget my name? It was written on your wall for years. You hold my little heart. Take it to your bed with you. Just don't tear it apart. I won't tell you what to do. It means so much to me. It means nothing to you. You forget when the love's this good. You undress and forget the truth. Takes the rest just to get to you. You forget when the love's this good. So much to me, means nothing to you. You forget when the love's this good. You undress and forget the truth. Takes the rest just to get to you. You forget when the love's this good.
Some love light, streams, ray, waves, colors the nay, does opposite what dark may say. Dark they stray into the gloom, dark who not walk they sway, filling doom rooms, carting distraught runes, that blacken sun to dullen ways, love light say, dark peg legs to stay upright amongst the monks who live without sun, love, light. Some love light, streams ray way, colors the nay, does opposite what dark may say. Dark they stray into the gloom, dark who not walk they sway, filling doom rooms, carting distraught runes, that blacken sun to dullen ways, love light say. Dark peg legs to stay upright amongst the monks who live without sun, love, light.
chilling out on a pavement, high skies and impatience. You keep me guessing, you are my blessing. You got me feeling like it's all about confessing. You push and I pull too deep, levitating on the feelings that were thirsty. Got me faded once I'm in your eyes. Baby, I don't wanna be the one to kiss the time. We stick together, we have it painted. I don't wanna make a fuss till I'm wasted. Bring me back while you bring me down with you. Cause I don't wanna be the one that's ever been with you. You are the only one to make me fall. You are the only one to bring me down. You are the only one to make me crawl. You are the only, you are the only one. You are the only one to make it alright. You are the only one to get it right. You are the only one to fall apart. You are the only,
plumes and never will. In our town, in our town. Oh yeah, Gus was the driver of the bus. The bus that run over both of us. Yeah. In our town, in our town. Next time you're climbing in that cardboard box, and you're cold and you're hungry and you got no socks. See the trains that dash and the ship that sail past, they will take you to our town, where you can settle all down, count your sheep in your sleep, all tucked in with a country quill, garden that blooms and never will, where your policemen are made from peanut butter, and things make you think but never leave you bothered. 'Cause your hopes and dreams become careless with you. 'Cause you are the happiest person on this planet. The happiest person. Happiest person on this planet. In our town. In our town. Gus was the driver of the bus. Bus that ran over both of us. Gus was the driver of the bus. The bus that ran over both of us. In our town. In our town. Our house is for sale. In our town. 'Cause Gus was the driver of the bus. The bus that run over both of us and killed us. In our town. In our town. Our house is for sale. Her funeral party was sad. Sad as sad truly is. She was not at this party and no longer was a piece of me. If you should see her first, will you promise me you will tell her I thought she was lovely? Funerals, if for any reason we go to them, it should be to remind ourselves that no matter how different, we all have something in common. Death. Well, not just death, but death. Death said with feeteth breath. Death. Death. Understand that I have seen her tripping. I've had her in my shower singing. I used to watch her blow bubbles and smile her way out of trouble.
Hello. Hello, Focus Locus. We are live. We are live. It is Larry Green here with a retrospective of Larry Green work on a very special day for your birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, you're welcome.
So
it happens once a year, and usually on this day every year.
yeah, usually.
Thank you for that. Oh, hold on. Oh, hello. Governor Baker, how are you? Thank you. I'll catch up with you after the show. Governor Baker has baked us, well, me mostly, some cakes for my birthday.
Oh, thank you, Governor Baker.
Thank you.
On his way out, and he still has time to...
Governor Baker, he does bake.
Right.
That's awesome.
Okay, cool. So, welcome to our lovely audience. We just watched a series of 8 Larry Green shorts, and we're going to talk about them. Is there anything that you want to say about the group altogether? Is there a reason why you picked what you did?
Mostly because there's a little bit of filmmaking in each one, and filmmaking itself is making. And just to talk a little bit about making, it was actually this young man, John Riley, who recently passed, and there's actually a memorial for him coming up on May 15th in the Flex Space right around the corner from here.
33 Holly, Flex Space upstairs, May 15th, 1:30 to 4:30 p.m.
And basically he told me, I talked to him a bunch of times, and collaborated here and there, but mainly his focus to me was, the thing that got through was making film. I would say something like, I would just say something crazy like, ants are sexy, John. And he'd say, show it. Make it. Otherwise, nobody's ever going to believe you that ants are sexy. Show it. So that kind of stuck in the back of my mind. And every time I have a crazy thought, it occurs to me, via John, just make it. Make it. Make a film on that. And just go and do it, and then present it. And then you're more likely to be believable. So thank you, John.
That's a great lesson. Is there anything about the John Riley Apex Home Care that a specific... We watched, there was a series of them that you made, that you worked on.
Yeah, there was, I believe, 8 different 2 to 3 minute commercials, adverts, that we cut down into 30-second segments, which I wrote and did the casting for, and the casting was tremendous. Seniors with disabilities are being helped by Apex Home Care. They've been there for over 20 years. Cheryl Rumley, the owner, is just, this is her legacy, what she has put there. And she puts the right people with the right seniors, and nurses them back to health and makes them feel comfortable about staying in their homes versus going to nursing facilities. And you have great caregivers that actually come and deliver everything you need.
So, the second piece that we watched is Light Me Up and Breathe with Tommy Twilight. Will you tell us a bit about that? You sent me that. You sent me today to add into the...
Tommy, is the reason I chose this one to show is because he's kind of a hero of mine, so to speak, in the literary world. His poems really hit home. And I love living poets because I need answers sometimes. And you can ask a living poet what the particular verse was about. It's a hard time, digging up Edgar Allan and asking him why the floorboards with the heartbeat, You can't. So I love to go out and listen to the local poets, and I like to buy their books and delve into them. And they're inspiring, but they're also available. Mm-hmm. If you do have any questions for that.
Right. So what, in the spirit of John Riley, what were you and Tommy Twilight showing with Light Me Up and Breathe?
It's a poem of his that, it's kind of a moving poem about a sense of addiction of sorts. And the importance of moving. Go when you know and stay when you don't. You gotta go. Don't procrastinate and wonder why you should go. You're gonna end up in handcuffs or drunk, naked and grinning. You're gonna just go. Go when you know. And stay when you don't. If you don't know if you should go or not, stay. Hang out.
Go when you go, stay when you don't.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Do you want to talk about the production at all?
Well, the production of Light Me Up and Breathe was great. We used a local hotel. Oh my God. It's north on Route 5, just across from the State Police Barracks. So we had to kind of mind our P and Qs. We got a room in there, and the props were fun because I got to bring a picture of my mom. I was actually born on Mother's Day, so I put a picture in there. And that's another great thing about filmmaking. You can do your own product placement. So
let me shift this. I'm going to go over to Governor Baker real quick. Just make sure we're...
Yeah, hopefully we don't get any more surprise guests.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know. Governor Baker was pretty exciting.
I know.
Okay, so where to go from here?
Well, we got the incredible Carolyn Walker on violin in this piece. This was filmed at Sugarloaf or Sugarbush?
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf. And then the Connecticut River here. And it's about a breakup of sorts, a love wound made. We thought the film was powerful enough to actually not even add the words to the poem. We just let it play out. And this is like the Gabe one?
Yeah. So this one we talked about a lot when we were picking what to show because of... So this you did locations for.
Yes.
Tell us about the scrapyard.
This is an incredibly talented young man, Gabe Bernini, a local Valley guy. He's rocking it out in California right now, I believe. And Ben Bradley, the cinematographer on this project, asked me to be location scout. And he gave me a list of what he needed: a Salvation and a junkyard for cars, and like a recycling place for metal of sorts, shiny stuff. So the reason this is in this is because one of the most underrated parts and unglamorous parts is the location scout. Knocking on doors, walking through buildings, surveying landscapes. It's never very described what they need.
Yeah.
We just need a junkyard. Well, there's junkyards everywhere. What particular? Oh, automobiles. Okay. So the more details you have when you're working with a location scout, the quicker you can get to this. This was only the third stop along the way because they gave me decent details on what they needed. And in the end, location scouts, cheers. It's underrated, but it's like obviously, it sets the stage for the performances. So throw that scout a few extra dollars or donuts or whatever they're paying. Just give them a couple extra and be there.
Yeah.
And this was fun because they just gave them the lay of the land. They ceased working and they just gave Ben and Gabe the areas to use, and that was because of good communication with the landowner and letting them know what they need when they arrive.
Yeah.
And when you're working in a place of business, probably the most important thing to do is be ready. Have your equipment ready, your batteries charged, have your performer in their costumes. As much pre-gaming you can do. Because when you're in a place of business and they're shutting down for you basically, you want to just get those cuts in there, get your shots, and then adios so they can continue to go back to work.
Yeah. We talked a lot about sort of the unglamorous side of small filmmaking, where instead of being able to sort of pay 10 people to do all the tasks, it's really about, for the location to be hit out of the park, one person has to have a bunch of really good conversations,
Absolutely. And it goes with anything you do basically in life. It's when you're involving or collaborating with anybody, even that sexy aunt, you wanna brainstorm first. You want to get the right pieces in place. And if you don't have that good conversation, it's a guessing game. And the production will always come out, the show must go on, but you're left thinking, oh, there's always that one thing we could have done better. But when you go into these productions and you've sat down and you brainstormed and lathered yourself up with a little bit of spirits and loosened yourself up so you could throw your ideas out there, the crazy ones, might not stick, but if they're not said, you might not get what you're looking for. Out of 50 great ideas, 48 of them sadly won't be used, but they might be used somewhere else or down the line a little bit or in a part 2 of something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fun part. And usually the stress-free part, because nothing's being worked on yet.
Yes, the ideas part.
This is pretty crazy.
Yeah, talk about this one.
This was a poem I wrote in or around 2000 something. We were just BSing, having some spirits, and a buddy of mine said some one-word poems, and then a friend said 2-word poems, and I got 3 words. So each sentence had to be 3 words. So some love light. Everything was versed on 3. And you had to have some type of premise. So all through the poem, it's saying some love light, this and that. But at the end of the day, some don't. Some don't like light. So it was a nice little turnaround on that.
What was when you do a poetry video, how do you what do you do? What is your sort of methodology for putting visuals into a poetic, taking the poem, making the video? How do you get from one to the other?
If it's my poem, I pretty much like things linear. And when I'm doing someone else's poem, I like to get the story down about what the poem is about and film it kind of linear, and then kind of in the editing process move it around a little bit So the visuals will start telling the story, and it catches up with the poem later on. So, you know, that's the difference. Mine, I like to be kind of guiding everybody, because some of my sentences I've never heard before. Whereas I want to make sure the client's work is broadened by the visual. Right. Their poems are already outstanding enough to be filmed, so I'd like to put my spin on it.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, hold on. Oh. Hey, how are you? Good. Good. Glad you came. Thanks. Thank you. Al Williams.
Al Williams.
Thanks, Al. Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Benjamin, thank you.
Wow. Wow.
I know. Awesome.
Very generous audience.
Glad we're filmmakers. If you want to do this program, Focus Locus, make sure it's on your birthday.
Yeah.
We've already gotten cake from the governor, a $100 bill from the program director, right?
Yeah. Birthday Focus Locus.
What's next?
Let's talk music videos. There are 2 music videos in this retrospective. We had already seen Gabe's You Forget and the Ilya video right here.
Yeah, this was outstanding.
Let's talk about this one, yeah.
Location, you know, he wanted, you know, something hip, and he's a brilliant Moroccan artist, huge following. Didn't have much time to sit down and do the BS and the brainstorming. So I just took the story about what his song was about, and it was obvious, a love story. He loves this girl. He wants to do the rest of his world with her. He wants all of this, and he meets her by happenstance. He's out with his boys. They're out going to the park, to the skateboard park. They're going to have a boys' night, have a couple, whatever. And he kicks him out of the way because he sees this angel to him. And he just falls madly in love with them, so much so that he deserts his friends. He leaves them there and drives off with her. And sure enough, she ends up taking his beautiful car, which we hired a stunt driver, 80 miles an hour in reverse. The location right now is in Worcester, where the Red Sox AAA team play. The Woo Sox.
The Woo Sox.
Worcester Woo Sox. So that beautiful skateboard park torn down, and it's a nice ballpark right now. But again, who's there at the end of the day? Who is the only one? His boys. oh, wait, here she is. Oh, nope, bye.
She took the car. There's the car
And
again.
there you have it. And that was beautiful donuts at the golden hour. Always, filmmakers, when you making any production, try to include that golden hour.
Yeah, donuts at the golden hour.
Yeah, there's that type of lighting is just, it's irresistible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so get involved with the musician. Talk about his lyrics. And for some odd reason, I've done a lot of music videos. A lot of them are like, oh, it's about a guy who loves a girl, a guy who loves a car. Oh, it's about a mountain bike ride, and that's it. So you're left to your own device, and you have to get into the lyric sheet, and you have to see what it's truly about. Yeah. And bring that out, because the musicians, in many cases, not all, they're just a little restrictive about what the song is really about. I don't know if it's because they don't want to share, or if they want your collaboration to put your spin on it, or they're just so busy onto their next song, onto, oh, they got a live performance coming up, and I don't know. I feel strong that if you look deep into the lyrics of the song, you're going to get a story, and throw that story down and see what happens with it.
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite because I've always been on the other side of the camera, and Gus, the driver of the bus that ran over both of us and killed us in our town, he didn't show up for the shoot.
The original Gus.
The original Gus, the driver of the bus. He was an apartment manager, and the crap was hitting the fan, and he could not make it. So we had everybody there. We were ready to shoot. We had the vehicle rented, but we had no Gus. So, kind of like in the military, when you're in alarm black, chemical agents are all around, and you're in a TAV, you have to send someone out to see if it's an all clear, to take their mask off. And if they don't die, hey, great, everybody take your mask off. But if they die, it's okay. They can still do the production.
Right. They
can still fight the war. A lot of times it's the officer, because he can't fix the jets. He can't arm missile, so he has to go and do that. So we're looking around at the crew and the cast, and I was the least needed. So I had to take the bullet and be Gus. So I never felt comfortable on that side, but
that's so interesting.
I put it together.
I feel like this is probably your magnum opus performance as,
and
acting performance.
It was like 7 different locations. Finding out when the train comes. You didn't want to sit there and just hope for luck, so you had to check the train schedule. There was a lot of work in the pre-production. You had the props were, you had to have everything ready.
Yeah.
Because you're there for such a, you can't pay everybody for the whole day. So, we don't have that kind of money, but we knew when the train was coming. So it was all kind of a little magical there. There you have that shot might look familiar. That's the old NCTV. We made a little set there, and the backyard of he's thinking I probably shouldn't run this young couple over, but I did get my dream house. And it's pretty funny.
It's very funny.
It's funny, but it's funny because there's so few houses for sale now, and they're astronomical, and it's just hard to find a house. And some people are not really going to this means to buy a house, running over homeowners.
No.
But it was kind of a visionary piece because this was like 3-4 years ago. So to think like, oh man, people are really hurting for houses, and the line in this is there's no houses for sale. There's a line that says, hey, in my town there's no houses for sale. So he had to create his own house for sale, which got him in jail for a little while, homeless. But luckily that scratch ticket helped him out.
Yeah. What a character.
Yeah, and that was the music itself was done at Rotary Records in West Springfield with the ears of Warren Ammerman, brilliant creator of music. He got us all together and gave us a studio, about an hour, and start to finish, we just created all these mini songs and put videos to them.
So this is what we have last on the docket is Wicked Addicted Poetry. Will you talk about this new series? Tell us everything there is to know.
This is season 1, episode 1. It's a 14 episodes dealing with addictions of all different sorts. The main characters are a young mother who drinks herself to death in front of the eyes of the person who loves her more than anything in the whole world, and he's constantly trying to save her throughout this ordeal of her heavy binge drinking, and he can't save her, and it just makes him a little bit off, where he can't even help himself anymore. He's finally asked for someone to call, the police, an ambulance and a priest, and they show up and they take him to a home, and an institution where he's institutionalized for a little bit, and he gets some really bad doctoring and addiction to pain meds. They just write scripts, and he wakes up blindly out of this, and his nurse looks just like the woman he was trying to save.
Right.
And it's maddening because they treat and release. So they're basically releasing this guy who's still just a shell of himself, and going to walk in front of Gus or a bus or something. But right before he's released, that nurse that looks just like his girl gets on top of him and getting ready for a big kiss, but asphyxiation comes over her, suffocation comes over him, so he goes off into another world. Wow. Yeah, I think there's a line that says, "This lady, she slayed me as she laid me down." So now he's perished. Never got the help he needed. This woman, once again, did more damage. Now he's on his way up to heaven, and he's ready to walk through the pearly gates. But wait a minute. The Lord Almighty did not like the fact that he was trying to save somebody.
Interesting.
That's the Lord's job.
Right.
So he was kind of in a predicament there, and he was kind of thrown over to purgatory. And that's where the film really starts. He meets all these other characters, and, why are you here?
Very interesting.
So, and you get into some of the characters that are there, and it's one big poem. It's an hour long. The musicians that were at Rotary Records were Larry DuLong, incredible pianist, great musician. Aaron Noble from Wide Eyed and some other bands. Just a joy to work with. And Sam Spelling, Jenny, he was brought in to play bass. And we just sat there and drank a few Guinnesses and did 1 hour long improv, musical and lyrical. And we got that story from it.
Amazing.
And because it was 2020, there was no filmmaking allowed. COVID came. Mm-hmm. But what does a filmmaker do? What does he have to do? He's got to make films. So the whole film is is stock footage. So it's another type of collaboration where you got an improv of music, improv of words, and an improv of film, and it's addictive. Each episode will be released here, and there'll be a link as well to binge watch. But it's safe harbor only. Make sure the kids are in bed. Make sure anybody I don't know how to say it.
Adult themes.
Adult themes, and in no way does it glamorize the use of any addictive behaviors or medicines or alcohol or anything. It makes it kind of put you off it a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like 14 episodes, and we go from. I've only seen the one, so wow, so exciting.
Yeah, and the first episode's like 10 minutes long, the second one's like 5 minutes, and then the rest are all like 4 minutes. So you can get through it in an hour. But also Mark Allen Miller, I'd like to shout out. He did the music mixing, and another set of great ears. Sono Lab. Any musicians in this area, just please look for those guys. Warren Ammerman, seek them out. Mark Allen Miller. Ben Bradley did the coloring, which I appreciated. There's a lot of good work involved there, and it just shows that a film could be made when there was no film allowed to be made. Yeah. So always find a way, and the day you don't want to make film anymore, make a film about it, because John Riley would appreciate that.
Beautifully said.
To John.
To John, happy birthday, Larry.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Elizabeth Warren, hello. Sure. Yeah, cocktails at 8. Okay. Can Liz come? Outstanding.
Cocktails at 8. It's 7:59.
Let's go.
All right, so let's wrap up.
We gotta go.
We have cocktails with Elizabeth Warren now. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but
Cake from the baker.
Larry, do you want to say some last words?
Thanks, Focus Locus. And honestly, I did this, and I'm honored to do this because I've seen of all the great filmmakers that came before me. Wow. Don't feel like you have to be the greatest filmmaker in the world. I obviously am not. Just feel that you're a part of a community, and Northampton Open Media is a community that's here for everyone. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum. Come on in and be part of our community.
I agree, and I think that some of the major themes of tonight are really that filmmaking is about playing. It's about appreciating other art and interpreting other people's words into visuals, and yeah, don't be too serious. Make what you gotta make. If it pops into your head, try and make it.
Unless it's a popsicle, then eat it.
Or if it popped into someone else's head and you feel like you can put it to a video, you should do the same thing.
Shout out to Terrence Smith.
Yeah. Shout out Terrence Smith. Other shout outs?
Dave Newland. Ian Bauer, where are you? We miss you.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Focus Locus. Have a good